welcome to this week's episode of ClueCon Weekly. Joining us this week is Markus Monka from Sipgate and the Camellia Project. Thank you for joining us this week, Markus.
Hi there. Thank you for having me here.
Would you like to give us a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure. I'm Markus. I'm in the mid of 40 years. I'm a father of two, and I'm living in Germany in the lovely town of Düsseldorf. It's like 400 kilometers away from Berlin, our capital, where the Camellia World is hosted mostly once a year. And I'm working for the company Sipgate more than 20 years now. So I was going to school, studying at university, and then my first job was at Sipgate, and hopefully it's also my last job at Sipgate, but you can't see the future. And yeah, I'm heavily involved from layer 2, 3 up to 7, and mostly in the telephony world. In the past, today I'm more like doing strategy, or I'm a product owner, product lead for our telephony network and our IP network.
Nice. So, would you like to also give us a quick introduction about what Sipgate does, so people know what the most people will know, but you know.
Sure. So if you go on our website, Sipgate.de or Sipgate UK, you will find a cloud-based PBX. So we offer software as a service solutions for private or business customers. And that's what you see on the website. So you can book phone numbers and you can route phone numbers on a good and intelligent way, and your phones can ring. What we included in our hosted PBX in 2012 is also a SIM card. So we are MVNO on the mobile MVNO on the mobile network of Telefonica Germany. It's O2. And we have, beside normal SIP endpoints, also SIM endpoints. So that's a little bit special for a company with only 300 people. So we have our own mobile core network, which is underneath the PBX. And we also have our own IP telephony network. So we have two connections to German Telecom and to a lot of other carriers in Germany and Europe to handle our whole call volume and to optimize call routing quality towards our PBX customers.
Nice. Yeah, it's especially for the size of the company. You're right. It's a very complex and interesting network. You've done a lot of work, and well, Sipgate is well known around Europe.
And I think we have roughly 1 billion minutes per year.
Nice. That's a number. If we think signal wires around that too, probably a bit more, but it's impressive. Okay, so the other thing you do a lot of is Camellia. So I'm curious what being a chairman of Camellia means and what's going on in that space.
Yeah, so we started in 2003 to develop the first version of Sipgate. This was based on SIP Express router in that days. And we also go to conferences like Voice on Net in Berlin and met the guys from the SIP Router Express community. And our whole infrastructure is based on that kind of software. So we, when we grow up, when the project grows, we went the open SIP Express router way, which was moved into Camellia after that because of trademark issues, I think. And yeah, we are not heavily developing the software because in our voice engineering teams there's no programming skills, or we are more like engineers or administrators, but we heavily use it. So we heavily report bugs or issues and have ideas what might be good. And on the other hand, we try to, or we sponsor the Camellia World event. I think each year we have a sponsoring. And we try to give the community as much back as we can. So we host the Camellia developer meeting once a year when it's possible in our office in Düsseldorf. So they have the opportunity to have a room and all the nice things we offer our employees, like lunch or breakfast, and having a beer in our own pub in the evening. So yeah, that's what we do for Camelio. And yeah, I'm in one of the management groups for taking care of the project and helping as much as I can to look in the future and to move on.
Good. Yeah, it is. Camellia is very widely used. We use Camellia for a variety of usage, and it's really one of my favorite software projects. Although I have to say, I'm not much of an expert. I am more of a free switch kind of person. I sit in the application layer for most of the time, so I'm a bit far. So thank you all for your work, because without you, there will be no me. If there was no networks and no SPCs, it will be much harder. So.
Yeah.
So one thing you mentioned in the introduction for the episode was that you're interested in both VoLTE and VoWIFI initiatives, which are essentially, I think, running voice traffic over data networks. I have to say I know almost nothing about it, so I'm very excited to ask you about what they are, what the use is, and if it's something that we can expect to use in the future.
Sure. We have, as an MVNO in Germany, you, especially today, you want to offer voice over LTE to your customers. But being a customer of Telefonica O2, you need contracts, and you need pricing internally for getting the technique and the interconnects for voice over LTE. We have this in common with Telefonica today, and we launched our beta version for voice over LTE this year and are going to production right now. So we are opening the servers and the infrastructure for more customers each day and monitoring if everything is fine. But we started last year, and our main goal was to try to use open source components to offer voice over LTE to our customers. So the first step was we found out that there's a project called Open5GS. I was playing around in a lab with Open5GS a month ago, and it's a packet gateway. So for voice over data network, you need a packet gateway to terminate GTP tunnels. And in these tunnels, you have on the user plane data for YouTube or WhatsApp or whatever, and you have other tunnels specially reserved for voice over LTE. And these tunnels have different quality of service on the radio network. So if the network is crowded, the phone call will have more quality instead of voice over instead of WhatsApp. And we took Open5GS, and it's fine. It looks really good, but after using it a while, we realized that it's, for our understanding at that time, more a lab packet gateway. So it works good in this homogeneous environment like the Open5GS MME and the Open5GS other components. As we installed it at our network and connected it to Telefonica, where like Huawei, Nokia, Ericsson elements were installed, it was more like, okay, this is the real world and not a lab version. And for a main production system, there was less monitoring interfaces and debugging stuff. So it was really sad to go one step further, because we really wanted to do this with open source components. But we have a long-time partner from Romania, the Null company, which take care of yet another telephony engine, which is also an open source tool. But they also have closed source components for their software, and the closed components mostly do mobile stuff. And they have a unified core network, it's called, their product. And there's inside the packet gateway and the IMS. And the IMS you need for the voice termination and the voice handling for voice over LTE. So we called Diana and said, Diana, let's do it. And yeah, we moved on. And then we found a few special things which interrupts our journey for voice over LTE for our customers. So we realized that the software from Yate was written in 2000, I don't remember, 16. and was based on a new release 13. And outside, there's a lot of user equipment which is based on earlier versions of the release 13. And it's a little bit deep tech now, but if you want to exchange the RTP traffic between the user equipment and the IMS, there's a special tunnel. And for this special tunnel, you need a traffic template so that the user equipment or the operating system knows, okay, this traffic IP port range combination goes through this tunnel. And especially if you took IPv6, there are two options to transport these traffic templates, and there's a lot of user equipments outside there, and also some elements of Huawei or Nokia, which don't understand the new version, which was introduced in release 13. And this broke our communication. So after 8 seconds, these special devices terminate the call and said, there's some kind of problem, I don't know why, and interrupted. And to find this was a good learning for us. So we go deep into the protocols and in the elements from these stacks. But it took like a few months to realize it and to find it, because we can't trace on the whole journey from our packet gateway to the user equipment, because Telefonica is between. Yeah, but in the end, it was fun. We learned a lot, and yeah, now we're up and running, and we have IPv6 in the network for the mobile voice over LTE clients, and yeah, we started last week with 2,000 SIM cards, which we routed to the IMS platform, and yeah, hopefully it's a Christmas present for all of our customers next week to have voice over LTE.
What about voice over Wi-Fi? What's the difference there? Because it's the first time I hear of it.
Okay, voice over Wi-Fi is if you live in a rural area and you don't have a connectivity to the cell tower, you can use your local Wi-Fi to make phone calls with your SIM card. So you get a tunnel through your Wi-Fi to your MNO, to your carrier, and then you transport the voice call over this communication. The main problem for us as an MVNO, or for a lot of MVNOs in the world, is our SIM cards or our IMSIs are based on a sub-range from Telefonica. So every mobile or user equipment thinks that we are Telefonica, or our customers are Telefonica customers. And the problem is that the user equipments, the mobiles, have carrier bundles installed. So every time you put a Sipgate SIM card in a mobile, it looks like, okay, it's mobile country code Germany and it's mobile carrier code Telefonica. Okay, let's take the carrier bundle from Telefonica, and there is everything inside I need to make the customer happy. And for voice over Wi-Fi, there's a special enhanced packet gateway, which is reachable over the plain internet, because your mobile phone makes a tunnel to this entity, to this server. So all Sipgate customers are now trying to connect to the Telefonica packet gateway, and they do authentication and checks if the customer is aware in the systems of Telefonica, and if this customer is allowed to use voice over Wi-Fi. But they are our customers, not the customers from Telefonica. So each time Telefonica is returning an error code and says, you're not allowed to use this service. The good thing for us is now that there's a new specification or an update for the SIM card specification, where it's possible to configure this special gateway now on the SIM card. So, and we are doing now a research, also with our friends and the company from Romania, Null. And we have to research if the phones now, in which steps they are recognizing the carrier bundle or the files on the SIM card. And if we are lucky, they take configured packet gateway on the SIM card and try to reach this instead of that one which is provisioned in the carrier bundle. So yeah, and if this is successful, I think we have a good chance to offer voice over Wi-Fi next year to our customers.
Nice. So it's all done through the device. There is nothing you need to do on the Wi-Fi network itself. It's your device that just automatically connects and.
Yes. What we could do, we could try to manipulate the DNS requests in the local network of the customers. So if they ask the special record for the packet gateway of Telefonica, we can answer with our ones. But I think it's quite hard to manipulate all the routers at home from the customers. Or if you go in a hotel, you can't manipulate the hotel DNS stack. So in the office, so if you have your own network, this is quite easy to do. But yeah, in the field, this is not a proper solution to roll out for customers. It's not
so
easy.
you will be able to do that only for voice, not the data traffic from the device, because that does require, as you said, some kind of proxying, and that's really interesting too. I've never heard of voice over Wi-Fi, and it sounds like it. And is that available in general, or is it something that only Telefonica has?
No, this is in Germany or in Europe. This is a non-special feature right now, I think. So you can switch it on or off. There's a toggle on most phones.
I need to check mine.
Yes.
Cool. So, going a little bit more technical, since it's been a while since we've had someone as technical as you on the program. So I like asking this kind of questions. What type of stack, when it comes to open source software, are you running inside of Sipgate? I mean, if you can say, but what open source software are you using in there?
Yeah, I think this is nothing special. We are, and you can, I think there's a few talks on YouTube where you can find some deep insights from the Sipgate stack. If from a customer's perspective, when you plug in your phone, the first entry point is the Camaillio load balancer, which we updated in the last days to 5.7 something. So we are quite new on that stack. And we have an Anycast UDP farm. So we have a bunch of load balancing UDP Camaillios having the same IP address, and they are stateless. So it's just a packet come in, and then they route it to one of the servers behind doing the logic stuff. So each of the systems can go down, and there's no problem for any phone calls. This is also good for doing maintenance or upgrades or whatever. So you just can go in the network side to just disable the Anycast IP address, and then the system is isolated, and you can do whatever you want. Beside we have TCP TLS load balancer. So there's no Anycast for this. We mostly do maintenance at night, and we also have some, or inside this TCP, also have WebSocket connectivity for like web browsers or doing stuff with the WebRTC environments. Behind we have our Camaillio-based proxy farm. So there's the location of the customers and some business logic we implemented in the past, and doing the heavily register work. No? Customer clients register here, and this is handled also in Camaillio. And behind this comes our media platform or media farm, and the media farm is based on Asterisk. So we did it in 2009, implemented based on Asterisk 11, our so-called media platform, and this is the part where heavily RTP is routed and where all the in-call features are handled and taken care. Beside this old legacy platform, we have our new, it's called retail platform, Resilient Telephony. It's also based on Asterisk, and I think Jöran, one of my colleagues, also did a talk on AstriCon in the last years or two, and my colleague Maya was on ComCon this year.
Yeah, I met her there
in UK and talked about our platform. So now we are shifting a lot of traffic from the old legacy Asterisk 11 in Docker containers, whatever, to the new one. And this is quite cool. I think we're on Asterisk 21, and we have some kind of automatic update for Asterisk. So if there's a new version, we just put it in our lab. There are a bunch of tests, and then it's going on the dev environment. There's more tests, and then it goes on 2 beta systems for 2 days or 3 days. And if this is fine, there's an automatic rollout on the whole platform. And this is kind of our SIP core platform. And if you want to reach outside of our network, there's a technique we set up years ago. It's like Camaillo, Yate, Camaillo. Camaillo doing SIP load balancing stuff, and Yate is like a back-to-back user agent. And this triple is for interconnects, like German Telecom, T-Mobile, and whatever. So this is taking care of all interconnection stuff. Sometimes you have special signaling. You have to configure, like there's a network-to-network interface, whatever. And that's mostly where we transport the huge amount of traffic for us through these systems.
Do you use MPLS for those interconnects?
No, we just have leased lines to the carriers directly.
Which is probably the most, I think it's the best way to, we're just curious because we've been working on a setup that started as MPLS, and then we decided to do direct connects because it's much simpler. MPLS is something for the carriers, not for us normal people. It is really cool. So I know you seem to be an expert. I thought maybe you're not part of the project, but I'm very curious about Yate. Because I've heard of Yate just as a name going about, but what exactly does Yate do? Is it similar to Asterisk with FreeSwitch? Is it more of a Camellio type tool? I don't know.
No, I think it's we use it in a special way, I think, but I never used it private, so it's more like Asterisk, so it's more like a PBX. So you can receive the RTP traffic as well and manipulate it. But we don't use it at Sipgate, so it's always forward the RTP directly around the gate. But yes, it's SIP and SIP on our infrastructure for the interconnects. And on the other hand, we have this special mobile modules. So we use it as a signaling transfer point for SS7. And we also have it for the signaling endpoints where our HLR is connected. And on the 4G network, we use it for diameter. So there's a lot of SCTP to Telefonica and exchanging diameter traffic for, in this case, the S6A interface for mobility management. And this traffic is routed and handled by Yate. What the special thing is for us, it's like a programmable telephony, because the backend from the mobile network, the HLR and the HSS, is written on our own. So Yate has a TCP XML interface and do some abstraction of the mobile protocols. So we don't have to take care of diameter or SS7. So there's a defined XML RP, which we have to take care. And if there's a message coming inside coming from the network via SS7, we get an XML request and we have to make a valid answer, and then everything is fine. So so Yate is doing all the mobile protocol stuff for us, and our developers, which often don't like telephony protocols, only have to take care of this parts of the.
No, we don't. We do not. I totally agree with Maya and the others. That's the telephony protocols are, well, there. I mean, there's something different. It's so interesting. Have you considered using FreeSwitch?
No.
You should. It's, I mean, it's open source, does a lot of things. It's very modular. I think so. What you just described you're doing with E8, you could also do with FreeSwitch. It doesn't mean you should go and switch it out, but I mean, from the description, it sounds like those engines are pretty much all on par. Very modular. You can use just what you need, etc. There's a lot there. And
Yes.
well, thank you. I mean, again, E8 is something I haven't run into before. I started in Asterisk, and I've been a FreeSwitch developer for a long time now. So but I will take a look. So, is Sipgate hiring? Are you looking for any people in particular? Or I always like to ask this because this is watched by a lot of developers and technical people. So,
yeah, I think we're at 280, 300 people right now with all the students and all stuff we have in the company. Especially the voice team is looking for someone who has SIP IMS experience. There's if you go on sipgate.de/jobs, I think there's all open. What's it called? Stellen in Germany. Positions. Thank you very much. Yeah.
I had to think about it too because I'm from Italy, so some words don't really flow through. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, you're a big company. You've been around for a while, and you're very well known in Europe. So go check out the job postings, and if what you heard interests you, it's a good place to go work at.
What really special is if you write your VC, and it's not too. There is an HR team taking care of all the stuff, but after checking and if it's a valid one, the voice team directly takes care of the request. So there is no HR person who makes ping pong with you. You have directly contact to our voice engineers, and they will take care for the whole process.
That's a very good point, and it's something that I really like. It's we do the same thing as SignalWire as far as we can. We're 83 people now, so we can take care of it. But it's really hard when you apply to a company, especially as a junior developer, and it takes you 2 weeks just talking to 10 different people, and none of them do your actual job. It's hard to even figure out if they like you if they don't. So sounds like it's going to be a great entry point. So yeah, I think it's well, go take a look, see if you find anything you like, and well, just reach out. Cool. So Markus, any conferences you'll be attending next month? Maybe FOSDEM or any others in the area?
Personally not. I was thinking about to go to the Chaos Communication Congress in Hamburg at the end of year, but I don't have any time for this year. Maybe I'm going to FOSDEM. It's in Brussels, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't decided yet because like family stuff and I think we have Carnival here. There's like painting and throwing sweets on the streets and all the stuff. So I have to take care of if it's that weekend of the Carnival season here in Germany. So
I accidentally ended up in the Düsseldorf Carnival one time. Like we were there for a show called Glass Tech. My father runs a glass factory, so they make windows and stuff. So the biggest fair in the world is in Düsseldorf once every 2 years. And one time it was the same days of the carnival, but we didn't know. So we went to the city center to have dinner, and we thought, wow, there's so many people. Last year, there were not so many people here. Why is it so? We ended up having to dance through a square just to get to where we're going because they will not let us through if we're just walking. So we had to. It's great. Go take a look. It's really awesome.
Yeah. So if you're in Düsseldorf next time, just say hello. We have a really brilliant restaurant in our company. Doing the best food in town. So
well, then
come and say hello.
Absolutely. Okay, so Markus, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure, and not many people know about voice over Wi-Fi and all the other initiatives, so it's always good to hear. And well, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
So Thanks Markus Monka for Sipgate joining us today and the Community Project. And for the rest of the people, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.